Sunny day to you? That's what First Solar would say if it could talk. In the renewable energy sector, First Solar stands out with its thin-film photovoltaic PV solar modules, which use cadmium telluride, CDT, as the absorption layer, as well as its America First stance, which boosts the benefits of government support and patriotism. By going over both its leading technology and geopolitical protection, we'll shine a light on what puts the first in First Solar. In simple terms, PV solar modules offer advantages over traditional crystalline silicon modules, like better performance in partial shading and humid environments, as well as higher durability in extreme weather conditions. Along with design that emphasizes efficient and sustainable product life cycles, with a carbon and water footprint significantly lower than conventional silicon-based modules. Their Series 7 modules, for example, pay back the energy required to produce them within just 2 months under high irradiation. First Solar is also trying to recycle 90% or more of its materials at the end of their life cycle. On top of that, manufacturing process is highly automated, allowing for rapid production of modules with reduced supply chain steps. First Solar operates facilities in the US, Malaysia, Vietnam, and India, with plans for further expansion. Their vertical integration approach, which spans from research to manufacturing, has been crucial to maintaining a competitive edge. R&D investment continues to focus on increasing efficiency, energy yield, and manufacturing efficiencies. One outstanding outcome of this approach led to First Solar establishing the endowed professorship in critical energy materials at the Missouri University of Science and Technology, Missouri S&T, to support research on critical minerals, especially tellurium, vital for solar panel production. This partnership builds on a decade of collaboration between the two organizations, as the endowment aims to strengthen Missouri S&T's role as a leader in critical minerals research, helping to secure supply chains for materials essential for green energy technologies. Dr. Michael Moats, a professor at Missouri S&T, has long advised First Solar on sustainable recovery methods for tellurium and other minerals. Beyond being a green initiative, this investment helps with broader U.S. sustainable supplies of critical materials. By supporting education and research, First Solar hopes to develop the next generation of professionals equipped to tackle challenges in mining and materials industries, ultimately enhancing the nation's critical mineral security. More direct and immediate actions have seen First Solar select Everstream Analytics to enhance its end-to-end supply chain risk management, visibility, and supplier data oversight. As America's leading PV solar technology manufacturer, First Solar sought a platform capable of monitoring multi-tier supply chains and identifying geopolitical, weather, and operational risks. Everstream was chosen for its real-time incident monitoring, supplier risk scoring, and expert support in risk intelligence, meteorology, and data science. Chief Supply Chain Officer Mike Korolowski emphasized that as solar becomes increasingly vital to power generation, maintaining situational awareness is essential. Everstream's platform allows First Solar to monitor its entire supply network in one place, improving agility and resilience as the company continues to scale its sophisticated global supply chain. Everstream's platform provides deep visibility across complex supplier networks, enabling companies to anticipate, adapt to, and mitigate disruptions. Rising geopolitical tensions make accurate, multi-tier risk identification crucial, and Everstream's tailored reporting and analytics will help First Solar advance its industry-leading transparency standards. Internationally, markets like India and Europe offer promising opportunities. India's ambitious renewable energy goals and a new financial incentive for PV manufacturers, along with Europe's focus on reducing fossil fuel dependency, align with First Solar's capabilities in hot, humid climates. The company also benefits from stringent sustainability requirements in European energy tenders, ensuring market access for low-carbon solar technologies. Though in the competitive landscape, First Solar faces challenges from Chinese manufacturers who benefit from subsidies and lower prices. However, First Solar's focus on ethical sourcing, transparency, and technological advantages in CDTE solar technology positions it well to maintain a competitive edge. It also benefits from protectionism, such as in April, when the U.S. finalized steep new tariffs on most solar cells and panels imported from Southeast Asia, concluding a trade case brought by First Solar, Hanwha Qcells, and other U.S. manufacturers. The petitioners accused Chinese-owned firms operating in Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia of selling solar products in the U.S. at artificially low prices while benefiting from unfair subsidies. The newly finalized tariffs are significantly higher than preliminary 2023 rates. Jinko Solar's Malaysian products face combined dumping and subsidy tariffs of 41%, among the lowest, while Trina Solar's Thailand-made modules face 375%. Cambodian manufacturers, which did not cooperate with the investigation, will face duties exceeding 3,500%, effectively blocking their products from the U.S. market. Supporters of the tariff say they will curb unfair trade practices and protect billions in U.S. solar manufacturing investments. Critics, including the Solar Energy Industries Association, argue the tariffs could raise costs for U.S. panel assemblers reliant on imported cells, potentially slowing domestic solar deployment. What is clear for First Solar is there'll be reducing price pressure from low-cost competitors being eliminated. The 4 targeted countries supplied over $10 billion in solar goods to the U.S. last year, making up most of the domestic market, but imports have already collapsed due to the looming tariffs. Shipments from alternative countries such as Laos and Indonesia are rising as the supply chain reshuffles, leading to the U.S. International Trade Commission, ITC, unanimously voting to move forward with investigations into whether solar panels imported from India, Laos, and Indonesia are harming U.S. manufacturers by being sold at unfairly low prices due to foreign subsidies. This procedural step could ultimately lead to new tariffs on imports from these countries. The case was filed in July by the Alliance for American Solar Manufacturing Trade, whose members include First Solar and Hanwha Qcells. Domestic manufacturers argue that Chinese-owned companies operating in these nations are shifting production to avoid existing U.S. tariffs on Southeast Asian solar exports. Imports from India, Indonesia, and Laos surged to $1.6 billion in 2023, up sharply from $289 million in 2022, suggesting trade diversion from previously targeted countries. The Commerce Department will now continue its investigation, with preliminary decisions on countervailing anti-subsidy duties and anti-dumping duties in December. This international game of solar exports and tariffs whack-a-mole has even seen U.S. Customs and Border Protection launch a probe into India's Wary Energies for allegedly evading tariffs on Chinese-made solar components by mislabeling them as Indian-made. Officials say there is reasonable suspicion the company imported Chinese cells and panels without paying required duties. Wary is cooperating, but the U.S. has begun protective measures such as requiring cash deposits. The Alliance for American Solar Manufacturing Trade applauded the probe, arguing that ultra-low prices of Indian products suggest duty evasion. U.S. imports from India have risen sharply in the wake of tariffs on Southeast Asian products, prompting additional scrutiny. All these cases reflect intensifying U.S. efforts to protect domestic solar manufacturing amid growing concerns about unfair trade practices and tariff circumvention. Another benefit for First Solar comes in the form of Section 45X Advanced Manufacturing Production Tax Credits. These are part of federal incentives aimed at strengthening domestic clean energy manufacturing. By monetizing these credits, First Solar secures significant near-term cash flow to support ongoing U.S. production and investment. For example, it sold $857 million in Section 45X, Advanced Manufacturing Production Tax Credits for the production of solar modules in the U.S. in 2024. This sale was conducted through 2 tax credit transfer agreements, with a third party purchasing the credits at 95.5 cents per $1 of tax credits. The sale is expected to generate approximately $819 million in gross cash proceeds for First Solar. The credits were earned from the company's U.S. manufacturing operations in Ohio and Alabama, marking the highest production volume since First Solar began manufacturing in 2002. The tax credits reflect the economic value generated by U.S. solar manufacturing, supporting jobs and infrastructure. The sale also aligns with First Solar's plans to expand its U.S. manufacturing capacity to 14 gigawatts by 2026, supporting over 30,000 jobs and contributing $2.8 billion in labor income. Later, First Solar entered a tax credit transfer agreement with an unnamed financial institution to sell up to $391 million in Section 45X Advanced Manufacturing Production Tax Credits, generated in 2025. These credits stem from First Solar's U.S. production of solar module components and their sale to third parties. Another sale involved First Solar selling $775 million in advanced manufacturing production tax credits to an unnamed digital payments company, monetizing federal incentives tied to its U.S. solar manufacturing operations. The agreement allows First Solar to convert the tax credits into immediate cash, strengthening its liquidity and supporting further investment in U.S.-based manufacturing. While the buyer was not disclosed, the sale reflects growing demand among corporations seeking to purchase transferable clean energy tax credits as allowed under the IRA. monetizing tax credits has become a key financing tool for the company as it scales production to meet surging U.S. demand for domestically made solar modules. The deal also highlights the broader trend of clean energy manufacturers leveraging transferability provisions to raise capital without relying on traditional tax equity structures, accelerating deployment of U.S. renewable energy supply chains. Now, First Solar is planning to build a new solar module manufacturing facility in Gaffney, South Carolina, scheduled to begin commercial operations in the second half of 2026. The plant will produce 3.7 gigawatts annually and create over 600 jobs with average salaries of $74,000. It will finalize production for Series 6 Plus modules using thin-film solar cells from First Solar's international facilities. The expansion will raise the company's U.S. manufacturing capacity to 17.7 gigawatts by 2027, driven in part by demand from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which supports domestically produced energy technology. The Gaffney facility complements First Solar's existing U.S. operations, including 3 Ohio plants, 1 in Alabama, and a $1.1 billion Louisiana facility, which opened this year and adds 3.5 gigawatts of capacity while employing over 800 workers. The Louisiana plant produces Series 7 modules using U.S.-sourced materials and integrates AI for quality control. Together with R&D centers in Ohio and California, and a distribution center in Duncan, South Carolina, these facilities form a robust domestic manufacturing footprint. Since 2019, First Solar has invested approximately $4.5 billion in U.S. manufacturing and R&D infrastructure and expects to employ over 5,500 people domestically by 2026. The company continues to innovate in thin-film and perovskite technologies while expanding capacity to meet rising demand for utility-scale solar and compliance with domestic content guidelines, as well as growing demand from data center-intensive sectors like AI and cryptocurrency, resulting in Q3 results of $1.59 billion in revenue and 5.3 gigawatts of modules sold. Moving ahead, manufacturing capacity will keep expanding at the Alabama site while its new Louisiana factory is beginning integrated production. In R&D, progress continues with validation of improved CuRe technology degradation rates and advancing perovskite development. Bookings also remains robust, reaching at least 64 gigawatts through 2030, with 83.3 gigawatts in total opportunities. Other aid for First Solar comes from it expanding its long-standing partnership with Shoals Technologies Group to strengthen U.S. solar supply chain, reshoring, and domestic manufacturing. Shoals, a leading provider of electrical balance of systems, EBOS solutions, will continue producing custom junction boxes in Alabama to support First Solar's growing U.S. manufacturing footprint. Leaders from both companies express the importance of U.S.-made solar technology for economic growth, job creation, and energy security. Federal and state representatives praised the partnership as a major step in reshoring critical energy supply chains and supporting middle-class jobs. The collaboration allows Shoals to continue investing in its Alabama workforce while supporting growing domestic demand for renewable energy infrastructure. Both companies view the partnership as essential to accelerating U.S. clean energy deployment and strengthening American leadership in solar manufacturing, adding to the sunny outlook in the long run. For more on stocks and crypto, follow Ascencore. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.